Okay, all right. So what we're gonna do today is this. Now it should be no surprise to you that if once we had graphed the parabolas, right, the quadratic functions by hand yesterday, then today we would be doing this on a calculator, of course. So we're gonna spend 2 days on that because there are some steps that are new on the graphing calculator that I need to show you, and you'll probably only you probably only memorize it by practice. So okay, so let's take a look. Now, before you start, I just want to say, so I think at this point, many of you might feel that you got a very good handle on graphing any functions, right? Whether that be linear functions or exponential functions, and that therefore this is extremely similar. And for the most part, you be right, okay? When we graph this, a lot of the things seems very familiar. But here's the thing, there are these concepts, right? Like zeros, vertex, axis of symmetry, minima, maxima, right? Just to name five right off the bat. Okay, it's right here actually. All right, it's not that much. I have like a very good memory or anything. But that the calculator can actually help you find those, and so that's the trick for today. So I need you to really pay attention to what I'm going to show you today, because if you were to do this on a test, quiz, or whatever, you gotta have to remember how to do it, okay? Because no one's gonna tell you how to do it on the day of the test. So okay, to start that, what I'm gonna do is use a graph and a function that we used yesterday. All right, just so that you will believe me. Not that you guys don't, but all right. Now, I'll take this. Hold on. Let me see. Take this and no, wrong thing. Take this and no, wrong thing. Take this and a graph. Okay. All right. Hold on. Yeah. I'm gonna take this. Copy it. Put it here. Okay. All right. So let's start. So here we got a graph. Right? This is the actual equation, right? So I'm going to put that into my calculator. And so what I want to do is just reproduce this graph first, okay? So basically what I want to communicate to you is this. I want to do one, right? I want to do two of the exact same functions, but one by hand, one by graph, just so that you can kind of make the connection there, okay? After this lesson. Now, let me go back to the graph. So if you're watching this, I just had to edit because I don't want to use this equation as a graph. So let's see, x squared minus 2x minus 3. Okay. All right, so there's my, right? Matches what I got here. So I'm going to press graph. All right, there's our graph. Now it matches ours, so that's nice. All right, no surprises there. Now, here's the next part. So I want to find out for ourselves, with the help of a TI-84 calculator, what each of these parts are, but even more importantly, way more importantly, how to use the TI-84 to help you find them. Because sometimes the numbers aren't very clear. Sometimes the numbers are sometimes the zeros are here, right? So they're not exact. So that's why TI-84 calculator is really going to help you. Now, review first, okay? The X Intercepts. So let's get that out of the way too, because I want to use this as a review at the same time. X Intercepts, right? Meaning where the line crosses the x-axis, right? That's the X Intercept. We have another word for it. We call them the zeros. All right. I'll explain. You will find out a little bit more when we down the line why they're called zeros. Okay. Not right now. And then the other one is called the roots of the function, and there's another reason why that's the case. But right now, let's just take these words at face value, especially the last two. Take those words at face value, and then let's just find these points first. Now, we already know that these are the points. Like, we know that already. Okay? It's just that now I'm going to use a calculator to help show you. All right? So now, here's what you can do. All right? Again, please pay very, very close attention to what I'm doing right now. All right. So I'm going to go second. I'm going to go trace, because I actually just want to calc function here. Okay, all right, now, here, I'm gonna go to 0, all right, because I'm looking for the zeros, press enter. Now, right off the bat, you see down here it says left bound, all right? This is the most important thing of the lesson today. What they're saying is this, okay, when they go left bound. What they're saying is, I wish I could draw a picture here. Let me draw down here. What they're saying is this: could you do the calculator a favor? Hold on. Can you do the calculator a favor and just for 1 second tell them approximately where to look to find one of the zeros? Now, in this case, I want to look for the zero on the left. But by the way, that's not the reason why they use the word left bound. That has nothing to do with the roots on the left side nor the right side. That has nothing to do with it. Left bound means something like this. Could you, all right, and I'm speaking as if I'm a calculator, okay? So I'm the calculator speaking to you. Could you do me a favor and move the cursor somewhere to the left of where you think the zero, the root, the X intercept, right, on the left side would be? So watch this, okay? Left bound, right? You see that? I'm gonna go left. And how far am I gonna go? I'm gonna go past the point where the X intercept is, where the root is, where the zero is, okay? Now, you can go as far as you want. You can go all the way up there. It's just not necessary. But you have to be on the left side of where it is on the x-axis. Meaning, don't do this. Don't go like this. Too late. You're already on the right side of this point. This cursor is on the right side of this point. So that's too late. No, you got to go back left. A little bit like this, okay? All right, now press enter. You see how now it's kind of drew like a ruler here, right? So that's this ruler right here, okay, that I'm putting there. All right, now the newer ones have this. The older ones might not have this line. Now, look down here. Now you see it says right bound. So now you have to go to the right side of where you think that point is, right? Which is right here, the zero or the root. Okay, now you can go all the way here. Actually, can you? I don't know that actually, so maybe I shouldn't give you advice like that. All right, now I'm a little bit to the right, right, of the left side of the this root on the left side, but not past this lowest point. Okay, I'm gonna press enter again. You see how I got two lines now, right? One's getting squeezed from the left, the other one getting squeezed from the right, right? You see these little arrows here? Now they're saying guess, all right? I don't know what that means, but all I'm gonna do is just press enter. Oh, watch, look at this. They gave us one of the zeros. It's -1, which is true, by the way, right? Because this was -1. So one of the roots now is where x is equal to -1. Now, let's shift the focus, all right, to the right side, and we're gonna do the same thing. For this, the root or the zero or the x-intercept on the right side. Okay, so that's why, you know, I wrote a comma there, all right? Now, let's do that again. So I'm gonna go second, trace, 0 again, and now I'm gonna do that for the right. So the one on the right side of the parabola. So here it says left bound, right? So I'm gonna stop probably around here, right? Because I wanna go left side of this point. Remember, the cursor has to be on the left side of this point that's intercepting the x-axis, okay? Enter, right? So now they put a line in there. I'm gonna go right a little bit to that line, like that. You can go as far as you want, by the way. You can go all the way up here, doesn't matter, all right? To the, yep, press enter. Right, so now I got my two lines, right, formed like that. I'm gonna press enter again. Look, x is 3, right? Isn't this 3, right? So there you go. So we got our two roots. So far so good, all right? Now don't worry, I'm gonna do 2 more examples with you guys, or maybe 1 more, and let you practice with the other 3. So this is not the last one, okay? So just trying to understand as much as you can right now. Now, here, we got our x-intercept, y-intercept, and whatnot, right? So let me delete this. I don't need this anymore. All right, now the next thing you need to know is concentrate on the axis of symmetry. So let me use a different color. Let's use blue. All right, so here, the next thing we gotta look forward to is the axis of symmetry. Now, in this case, in this graph, it's super duper easy because it's literally right on there where x is equal to 1, right? That's the graph. So what does that mean? Well, that means that now we can try to do it with the graphing calculator. All right, so let's go back to trace, right? Second trace, okay. Let's see. Yep, I'm gonna go to the value, right, where x is equal to, wait, hold on 1 second. All right, I picked the wrong button there. All right, now, listen carefully here. So if I want to find out the axis of symmetry, I need to make a determination. Am I looking at with the axis of symmetry, I also need to look at the vertex. Okay, so this is like a 2-in-1 thing, which makes sense, right? Because the axis of symmetry includes the vertex as part of its line, right? So we need to look at the vertex. Now, the vertex is where x equals 1. We know that, right? But how do you do that on a graphing calculator in relationship to axis of symmetry? So watch this. I'm gonna go to, now, look at this graph, right? Look at the vertex. Is that a minimum or maximum? Right? It can be only, right now in the 8th grade, can only be one or the other, right? It's either gonna be maximum or minimum, right? So is it a maxima or minima here, the vertex? Yeah, that's a minima, right? So I'm gonna go to the calculator and go to minimum, press enter, right? And then we're gonna do the same thing again. We're gonna do the left bound, right bound thing. Now, except this time, the focus is on the minima, right? The lowest point of this parabola. So I'm just gonna press enter here, right? Because I'm on the left side of the lowest point. Now I'm gonna go to the right side of the lowest point. Guess, boom, right? The minimum, it's 1, right? So x is equal to 1. So what's our axis of symmetry? X equals 1, okay? What is our maxima or minima? We have a minima where x is equal to 1. That's it, same thing, okay? What else do I have to go off on? That's it, actually, right? Because we covered those 3 things. Yeah, all right, now, let's go practice then. Hold on. All right, so let's practice. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do, all right? Let's try this one here. It's a better graph, okay? Originally, I used some apparent function, and like that doesn't help you, really, even though. Okay, all right, let's try this one instead, and then I'll let you try this one on your own, okay? So, all right, for this one now. For this one, we are going to put this into the graph. Now, I did it already for a second because I wanted to see what the graph looks like. So here we got this, right? Now, here we got the graph. So let's take a look. Where's the vertex? Well, now, the vertex happens to be a minimum, right? So what we could do is go like this. Second trace. Go to minimum. All right. I'm going to go left a little bit. Press enter. Go to the right a little bit. Press enter, right? So now I got my 2 rulers, so to speak, the 2 lines. Guess, okay, enter, and that is, let's see, what's the minimum here? All right, where x is -1. Wait, that makes no sense. Oh, x is at 0, that's right. The minimum, right? X is at, let's see, y is -4, okay, so the minimum is where, all right, minima, actually vertex, well, let's get the vertex first. All right, let's not lose sight of that. Now, don't get thrown off by this -1.3 and then e to the -6, because what it really means is this. The -6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so it's basically 0, all right? And then say negative 0, which doesn't exist. So that's basically 0. So for vertex, we're looking at 0, comma, negative 4, all right? Now, minima, there's no maxima, right? Because there's only, it's either one or the other, right? So the minima, what's the minima? The minima is the lowest point, right? Which is when x is equal to 0, right? Remember, for minima and maxima, you have to tell them what the x value is. Where in the x value can you find a minima or maxima? All right, now, axis of symmetry is kind of the same thing, right? Because the minima here, the minimum point, is part of the axis of symmetry that goes right down, right? So that means if x is 0 here, so is the axis of symmetry. All right, so far so good. And then we're gonna find the roots. So what I'm saying is these 2 points here, right? Where the parabola intersect the x-axis right here. All right, so what do? Go back to second trace, and then I'm gonna go hit up 0, all right? Go left, like this, all right? So I'm looking for the one on the left first, okay? Press enter. Enter again, right? And then I got my 2 rulers. I'm gonna take a wild guess. Negative 2, 0. So negative 2. So the roots are where x is negative 2. And what's the other one? All right, so now I'm gonna go trace it again. All right, again, 0 again. Left bound, right? So I'm gonna have to be on the left side of that point of the roots here. Right, enter, right, it's right here, right, so guess, okay, enter, 2, right, so it's where x is negative 2 and positive 2. And now I'm gonna save drawing the graph because everyone knows how to, you know, plot all the points and connect the points, all right, so I'm gonna save your time there. So right now, try this question, all right, from beginning to end. So go ahead, press pause right now. Okay, all right, here we go. So now I put the graph in already, all right? I looked at the graph, so now let's get all these answers. Now, vertex, where's the vertex? All right, let's see. Now, let's see, let me take a look at the graph. Vertex, all right. Can't 100% tell, so again, I'm gonna use the function, all right? Now I need to know the vertex, so I need to know the minimum. All right, so let me look back at the graph, hold on. Right, that's a minimum, so I'm gonna go second trace, go look for the minimum, left bound, yeah, I could actually do nothing, I press enter here. Press enter here, right, I got my 2 rulers, so to speak, guess, yes. All right, yeah, it's 1. So x equals 1. So it's 1 what? What is that? 1 negative 9. It says it here, right? 1 negative 9. Okay, fine. 1 negative 9. So because this is a upward facing parabola, we're gonna have a minimum. So the no maxima. Minima is where x is 1, right? Look at that, right? X is 1. Okay, good. I need to know the axis of symmetry, same thing, right? X is equal to 1. And lastly, I need to know the roots, so I'm gonna go look for the roots, all right? So I'm gonna go second trace, zeros, go left, like that, press enter, go right of this point, right? Press enter, guess, sure. Negative 2, so one of the roots is negative 2. Now where's the root on the right side? Let's see, 0. All right, now I gotta go all the way here. Like that, oops, like that, all right, not too far, okay? So again, the point I'm looking at here is here, so I need to put 2 rulers, so to speak. Like that. Now I'm gonna guess 4. Okay, all right. So there you go. Okay, that's it, done. All right. Hopefully this video isn't too long, and thanks for watching. Have a good day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Okay, all right. Bye bye.
OMG, that was so good.